Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Next up in the Tied and Tested series is a little midge pattern. Now I am the first to confess, so I've got these two patterns here, which I found them on my chest pack, and I'll be totally honest, I have absolutely no idea who gave them to me. I've contacted the main culprits, but nobody's taking responsibility for it, so I will put it out there that it's not my pattern. I'm not sure who gave it to me, but whoever did, thank you very much. It accounted for the fish in the video above, so if you just click the link above, you'll see the pattern actually being fished in that video, which brought me a good amount of success. I've got my usual midge pattern. If you're interested in that one, that's in the video above here. You can click on that link. But this is a great little pattern. It suits me and it suits my tying. Again, it's a pretty simple pattern, but it ticks all the boxes in fairness. So I thought I'd share it with you. Again, it's not my pattern. Maybe somebody will be able to identify it as theirs. If you do, I hope you don't mind that I'm now sharing it. Probably a bit late now, but there you go. So I've got a size 16. I've got an RX FW511 in the vise here, which is just a curved dry fly hook, perfect for this type of pattern. 16s and smaller, basically. Saying that, you could probably fish this pattern bigger as an olive emerger. There's so many, a lot of these patterns are pretty generic, if I'm honest with you. A lot of them will be size specific rather than pattern specific. I'm pretty sure it would work really well on the lake as well, in fairness, so worth tying up for that. So I've got the size 16 in the vise here. I've just got, because it's just on the thread here, on the bobbin here, I've got a size 16.0 Vivus black thread. I was going to catch that in, but you will notice I'm going to leave a pretty long tag end of the black thread, and that's actually going to be the rib. You'll see that in a sec. And take that down along the body, and then we're going to catch in some opal mirage tinsel. I got small here. Basically vary the size according to the size of the hook. You may need to go up onto medium on some of them, and actually this 16 would probably take the medium as well, but I'm going to use or get away with the small for the time being. Just take that down towards the bend of the hook and just secure it in there, and the thread is also the body. So what we're going to do is we're going to build up an underbody here with this thread. You're not really going to end up with much of a tapering, but it will taper it slightly from being really thin back here where we've caught in or finished off the mirage tinsel, and just build it up slightly up to here. And we're going to do then, before we do anything else, we're actually going to catch in the wing now, which will also help with our tapering. And the wing is just going to be natural CDC. So the amount of CDC, I'm just bringing some of it in here now. I'm basically just matching up the, or pairing up the tips here, so they're all finishing in a straight line. But the amount of CDC that you use will depend on, well, two things: the size of the hook, but also the size of the CDC, in fairness. So not all CDC is born equal. So I've got three here actually, because they're pretty small feathers, all three pinched together. So this is going to protrude out over the eye, like so. Secure that in. What we're going to do now is I'm just going to trim one of them really close, and then I'm just going to taper cut the other two down over the body, and again that's just going to help us taper that body. Take it down, don't leave any loose fibres, just secure it all down and just get a nice black body basically. That looks good. Kick those back. We will be taking some dubbing over this in a second, which will kick that back a little bit more anyway. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring the Pearl Mirage tinsel up and over the back. Just bring that right over the back of the hook, like so, and secure it in near that CDC. You pull it tight, go back over it once, a couple of times, and then snip it off. And then this black thread that we left out here is going to be the rib. So we're going to bring that up over the tinsel. So that's going to do two things. It's going to give you a segmented effect. And also it's going to basically secure that tinsel in place and give it, well, basically make it a bit more robust. You can absolutely put some glue or UV varnish over at that point if you wanted to. The original wasn't, so I'm just keeping in line with the original for the time being. Snip that off. That's all we've got to do now. We've got some pine squirrel. It's pine squirrel fur. It's usually pine squirrel or fox squirrel with me, as many will know. This is pine squirrel, so I prefer pine squirrel most of the time on some of the smaller patterns. Still really buggy. And loosely dub this. So I've just taken the really spiky guard hairs. So just really loosely dub it because we want the thorax to be super buggy. Like so. It's probably a bit too much on there, but we can always pinch it off. So a couple of turns behind the wing and then a couple of turns in front of the wing. And we've got some excess which we'll just pull off. And that is the pattern done. So all we can do now, we're going to pull everything back to clear the eye off. Give me clear access to the eye, like so. And whip finish. Really simple pattern, but it's already served me well. Again, no idea who created it, but again, it's a cracking little pattern. Simple as that, really is. So a couple of ingredients, but a really effective little pattern. And I'm sure again that it would work really well on the lakes and reservoirs as well. But tie a few up and give it a go. See if it brings you the same luck.